Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And today I have a review for Binary Domain. As always, you can look at the bottom of your the video to see what part of this video where I talk about why do I believe that Binary Domain is Game of the Year runner-up. And you gotta believe when I tell you this. This is no hype intended. This game is good. This game is incredible. So before I get to my rant, I'm going to go ahead and do a straight overview of Binary Domain, okay? Just give you an overview about the game itself. Now, the main character is Dan Marshall. You control him, and you're sent with your teammate named, nicknamed Big Bo, to go infiltrate Japan and try to go to this Amada Corporation. Now this is Tokyo, Japan. The year is 2080, and these robots, this company called the Amada Corporation was purposed to build robots. Now you're sent to this corporation to see if they're violating this clause 21 with the Geneva Convention, where they're just making sure they're not using robots to make humans, really make human robots. And so you're sent to find out if they're violating this clause of 21. Now this game does have voice assist. You can actually calibrate voice recognition in this game. And this game will also help you calibrate or give you tips on how you can put in better voice recognition and things like that. You can turn the voice input off. I've actually done that. You can turn it off and put in your commands with just your controller, which is still smooth and good. You can select the difficulties and campaigns. You can select Cakewalk. This is from medium. This is from easy to hard. It's Cakewalk, Rust 'em Up, Survivor, and No Mercy. But unfortunately, No Mercy was not available in a completed game. You have to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, which is Survivor, to unlock it. Now you do have two multiplayer modes. I was really surprised. This multiplayer, the modes is multiplayer. You have versus mode and you have invasion. Okay. Now versus mode is you have other modes under the versus mode. You have free for all, which every person's for themselves. I think it's max on one map can be 10. You have team deathmatch. You have team survival, which means it's team deathmatch with no respawn. You can't respawn until the round is over or everyone's dead, and they win the round and go on to the next round. Operation: one team defends the other team. One team defends their base while the other team tries to go in and blow up their supply depot. You have demolition, where both teams have bombs. You have to try to plant it at see who can plant it first at each other's bases. You have data capture, which is like capture the flag. And you have domain control, where you have to just control certain points until the time runs out. And but I was really surprised about how many modes they had. That was really surprising. Now invasion is just like a horde mode or a survival mode off of COD. You can pick CPU characters to be in your squad in campaign also. And like in a campaign mode, you can pick 2 people to be in your squad. You can pick a total. It depends on how many characters are available at the time in the campaign. Now you can access shop for items, upgrades, and abilities. Also online, you can have perks as well with multiplayer, like ranks and things like that. Now, this is the pros of this game. I have about 17 pros about this game that really stood out to me. But I'm going to just go ahead and do my top 5 of my pros. You can read the rest in the bottom of the description, in the description box. Now let's get to why I like this game, the parts I love about this game, that I respect about this game. The limb damage is respected in this game. When you fight the robots, you can shoot their legs out and they'll still be alive, and they'll crawl to you. You can shoot their arm off and they'll try to see if they can try to see if you can shoot their arm off, and they'll see if they'll be still shooting you. And like there was this one part where I shot this mech the arm that he had on the arm he had with his gun, I shot that arm off, completely off. He took his other hand, grabbed his gun, and still shot me, but still shoot me, which was really respected. All weapons are balanced in this game. Fire range and reload times varies depending on which weapon you choose, which is great. And also, this is the guns are in here are bullet guns, not laser guns. That's just a bonus. You can run and reload at the same time, which is really good. When fast-paced action goes, it feels so good when you can run and reload at the same time. It just action-packed. The particle effects in this game, dealing with special effects, stuff blowing up, is incredible. I absolutely love the small details this game brings. When I talk about particle effects, when you have a shotgun, right? And you go up to a robot and you shoot their legs, particles and everything just flies everywhere. When you're dealing with robots, bigger robots, particles, shit just be flying everywhere. Like, there have been times when a robot will explode, like a boss will explode, and smoke will be everywhere. You can't see shit. And I love small special effects. When your explosions, particle effects, anything dealing with special effects are good, this game is on point. There are a variety of gameplay options inside the campaign mode. Like, for instance, you have time sequence, or you had to press the button at a particular time. Same thing like Uncharted sometimes, but it doesn't overdo it. There have been times when there was this one part in the very, very beginning where you had to slide down this dam or something. It was like a bridge, but it was like very like inclined, and so the robot was coming. They were like, "Oh shit, we got to jump," and they jumped. And as you're sliding down, you can't control your character, Dan, and you be trying to miss the pipes. And like, there's sometimes a pipe will come, like you have to kneel back so the pipe you can go under the pipes and everything. So many variety of like gameplay options. Like, it's just they just do it right. They just do it right. So let's just get to the cons of this game. These are the top 5 cons out of the 16 I have. I'm going to go give you the top 5 of the cons of this game, but you can read the rest in the description. Let's go. Number 1. Sometimes the objectives and the missions are not easily marked, especially when you're doing boss fights, or like, say for instance, there was this one part where they were like, hey, there's something over there, like an elevator, and when you press the triangle button to look at the objective, there was actually a crane in my way. So I thought the crane was the elevator, or we had to use that. Sometimes that was like kind of off. And also with boss fights, you have to take off the armor to get to what they call their drives, and sometimes it's like you don't know if that's the objective or if that's the spot you gotta hit. It's not clearly identified. Number 2, the boss fights are balanced, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I felt like they were too long. Weak spots need to be constantly hit. There have been times where you feel like you put like so many clips in this boss and still nothing's up. You don't know. Sometimes they do show that they're getting weak, but other times you just thinking like, yo, where am I shooting this boss right? And sometimes the bosses are balanced. The boss fights are epic. Don't get me wrong, but it just sometimes I just wish it just had like a meter or something to indicate that that I'm shooting in the right spot, they're taking damage, or highlight it better, things like that. You can number 3, you can't change both primary weapons. One weapon will always be your default. You have your standard pistol, of course, you can change that. You have another gun, you can change that, but your primary assault rifle, they don't allow you to change it because there's this shock blast on this gun that no other gun has it, and I think that the developers wanted you to keep that instead of having that as just an attachment to your next gun. So you can't switch out guns in this game, both of your primary guns. You can switch out one, you can have it like a shotgun and your assault rifle, but you can't have a shotgun and a submachine gun right here, things like that. But that was pretty much it. Now, my number 5 was what I had in my demo review. Shooting robots may be not as good as shooting humans or some type of alien or some type of a person, or shooting robots with human skin on them. Now, I don't want to spoil the story. They did in some way respect this number 5 in some way, but not enough for me to be like, okay, because sometimes they do have a variety of enemies, don't get me wrong, but sometimes like the same like foot soldier robot, the green ones will come and it'll be like, alright, I wanted something different. But that was like, that they still respected some type of human element. I don't want to give too much of the story away, but that was just pretty much it. Now, this is the rant part. Okay, what is my final score for this game? Final grade? Yes, I gave it an A-. With all these something issues, like, why did I give it an A-? I'm comfortable with this A-. I wanted to give it a B+, but I think this game deserves a little bit better. Even though this game pretty much, at some points in this game, like, this game really picks up. Like, some people may not want, some people may think this game starts off slow. At the beginning, at one point, I didn't think I was going to like this game, but it just sucked me right in after I kept playing it. Like, I played this game from like 7 o'clock yesterday evening, all the way till 9 o'clock this morning. And so I was hooked. Like, this game really stands on its own. Some people may say this is a Gears of War ripoff, a Uncharted ripoff. This game stands on its own. When you play this game stands on its own. They made an effort with trying to, they try to put, their multiplayer is fine. They put some game modes in there. I wasn't able to play all the game modes because, this game came out and I was on there earlier today. There's probably more people on there as the night goes on. But this game stands on its own. The only reason I give it an A- instead of A+, it was for the simple boss fight mechanics. Like I said, how it was balanced, but sometimes I wish it ended sooner. And also, the play mechanic with your guns. I wish you can be able to swap out better guns. But overall, this game is still my Game of the Year runner-up. The Darkness 2 is my first game of the Year. But this game is pretty solid. If you can rent this game, purchase it cheaper, or buy it and sell it later, this game is a good, solid game. So there you have it. There go my binary domain review. And if you like what you saw today, please like the video. It helps out a lot. If you have any questions, comments, any concerns, you can contact me at techgamesetc@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on that PlayStation Network at Asian_boy_100. I thank you so much for watching. See you later.